I really want to wend through this just for my own sake, but I can't emphasize enough how I never wronged this person ever. Everything I did, I gave him everything I had. And for some reason, that just inculcated pure hatred, which is the story of my life. Whenever I show love or caring or compassion, it gets thrown back in my face like I'm a pile of crap. And I know I'm not because it took me a long time to realize that I'm a worthy person of love and being loved and loving myself. Well, not like that. Well, anyway, let's go. Sorry about the interruption, technical difficulties. Here we go.
Look, I heard Kismet, I heard moon, stars, sun, my life is changing, the planets are moving. That's just falling in love. Like, I know what that is. You embarked upon this with him, not because of a contractual agreement, but because it was Kismet, and you thought you were falling in love.
So I have a reasonable expectation that before we took the trip, that we were going to share everything, share souvenirs. We wore the same clothes so that everything we packed.
I don't understand. You had a reasonable expectation that you were going to share everything?
That we were going to share the photos. Yes. We were on the train, and he was sharing Bluetooth and photos to the guys from Singapore. Yes. I don't have those photos. I don't have that. I have none of that. That's my memories. I have several emails where he says, "Oh yeah, I'll get you the photos. I'll get you the photos."
You say you're supposed to share these pictures. I don't know that simply because you take somebody on a trip because you think you're in love with them and you have great expectations that when they let you down, you have a legal cause of action.
But he wouldn't have the
pictures.
pictures.
Was he supposed to take? If he took one picture a day and then sent that to you, would that be okay? If he took 5 and only sent 3?
Well, look at this point, Your Honor. When you decide to go on a trip with someone, there's an implied expectation.
Yes,
also
implied, but that doesn't mean that
you will share.
It doesn't mean I have to do whatever they want. It doesn't mean I have to do whatever they want. It doesn't mean I can sue them in court. Judge Domingo?
You asked a question. What happened? Nothing. That's the problem here. I have to tell you, when I look at you and you use the word reasonable, there's nothing about what you've said in here that to me a reasonable person would conclude. If you meet somebody online, you are like madly in love by the second
Okay, second you mean no, that's not true. We sussed it out for a couple of weeks. And he was the one that initiated that he was feeling for me. I allowed myself to surrender to that. And that's the Starshine thing, is that, I felt that I'd known him for all eternity. And he did too. There was a connection. I mean, it was not a normal thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It was my first one though, and it was unbelievable. And whether that was used against me or that was a manipulative factor, now looking at it, I can be cynical, but I think he knows better. And if he doesn't, all it would have taken it was at one point for him to say, "Look, there's nothing there." He never said that. He never said that. He never would say that. And if he said to me today that, "Look, sorry, I played you. Sorry, but I've never felt anything for you. I used you and I got away with it. Ha ha ha." Then I could deal with it. But anyway, she's wrong. These people are idiots. And it was the beginning of the season. They didn't want to pay out the $5,000 as part of the whole problem. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I kind of messed it up. Anyway.
Email and text. That's ridiculous. You're a grown man. You should know better. You tell him within 4 days of that, let's go on this trip together because there's Kismet here. I wrote down what you said. It was Kismet.
And it wasn't 4 days. It was a couple weeks. Okay. So, no, there was a lot of communication in the meantime. It wasn't like boom, instant like that.
It was uncanny how everything started magically working itself out. Once you are in that place, there's something you're not seeing. So you don't know him from a hole in the wall. He could be Jack the Ripper. But if you stand there now and tell me that you think within 4 days you should be as attracted and in love with this man that you would pay for him to go to Europe, then nothing out of your mouth will make any sense to me after that.
I knew you were going to say that, Your Honor. I knew you would say that.
You knew I was going to say it because I am the voice of reason.
Hot Bench continues in a moment.
He says, come on a trip with me. We're going to consummate this relationship. You're like, sure, as soon as my hernia goes away. We can't make you sleep with him.
In just days, Publishers Clearinghouse will be ready to open.
Offer from CHF Home Furnishings.
You tell him, guess who I met, guess who I'm hooking up with. Do you?
3 judges, 3 opinions, 1 verdict. Hot Bench. T.J. Hopper has accused former friend Joseph Casper of breaching their contract regarding a European vacation.
Oh, but wait, there was no relationship. There was no nothing. So they turn it, yeah, it's all about ratings and stuff like that. You know, attempt to humiliate the people that come on the show. Joey was the one that wanted to do it. I didn't. But he begged to do it. And then he's the one that kept backing out. And, you know, fascinating because he was telling people, oh, you know, come see me. I'm on the show. And, well, you'll see how things worked out. It's very difficult because I'm not a stupid person, but I guess for the first time I fell in love and was so brutally used, and everything was a lie. And they say that it's not possible for one to fall in love unless it's reciprocated. You know, someone hates you, they don't. But for that month, he kept promising all of this stuff, and knowing what I know now, it would have turned out a lot differently. I left his sorry ass in bumfuck Europe. Sorry, can't say that, but I would have left him. But I was in search of true love, and with all my heart and soul, and I got treated like that. And this is my Mein Kampf, because of Germany. My struggle. Anyway, I'll let you go. Keep watching.
Listen, love is one thing. This is not love.
Well, we spent.
You spent nothing. He doesn't love you.
Can I submit some
What do you want to submit?
from him? They are letters.
I don't want to see
Also,
it. You don't think I think he's off base?
Misconnections.
I don't want to see it. Right now, I already think he's off base here.
Okay.
Now, you can't tell me for a second that you didn't seek out this guy for 2 reasons. 1, to make him jealous. 2, to feel closer to him. Because you'd feel closer to him through him, wouldn't you?
Yes.
It was like an electrical circuit for you. You were able to get your electrical connection to him through him. Want to step up a second? What is your name?
Neil Fike.
So tell me, when he reached out to you, what do you think he wanted you, or you didn't know yet that he was connected to your ex?
I did not know that.
How did you find out?
Through Joey.
How did you find out?
I met the plaintiff, and then he told me what he did. He sought him out. I have documentation where he tells me all about it.
All right, so you can bring that up. So you tell him.
So that is such crazy crap. They all knew, but they all do meth, and I did not realize I was going to the subculture of drag queens and meth, and oh yeah, that too, and that all still came into play. That connection just just unbelievable. But yeah, no, I mean, I did look for JR because I wanted answers about Joey, and then JR, I ended up falling in love with JR and I guess he didn't feel the same way, but we were together for a year, and well, there's more about that later. Let's continue with the show.
Tim, guess who I met? Guess who I'm hooking up with? Do you see what you're doing here? Just tell me you see it. Oh,
do.
God, you don't.
But you have to understand, I do. Honestly, I do. I told him because I didn't want him to find out from somebody else.
Why do you care? What does he care? I mean, maybe he cared about him, but
The day after that he found out, the day after he found out, he was knocking on my door, telling me all about it.
Listen, I think he's off base here with this, magical in love thing within a day and a half. You, on the other hand, you were not wrapped up in this.
And it wasn't a day and a half. It was a couple weeks, actually.
You were on a dating site. According to you, one of you sent a picture of the lower half of their body unclothed.
It was closed. Shirtless is closed.
He then, because he's magically in love, he says, come on a trip with me, and we're going to consummate this relationship. You're like, sure, as soon as my hernia goes away. Then great. So now you go on the trip with 3 phones. You, sir, on the other hand, why aren't you taking any pictures?
I did take some. I took some photos. His camera was superior to mine.
Come on, you take somebody on a trip because they have a better iPhone to take pictures?
But words are very deceiving, though, from the defendant.
Listen, do I think he strung him along? You bet I do. But you know what else? People can only take advantage of you as much as you let them take advantage of you. So if you're pouring out your heart and you're pouring out your money and you're pouring out everything about you and it's not coming back to you, then you better wake up, open your eyes and look in the mirror. And you went as far as you could. You had no agreement here. We can't order what they call specific performance. We can't make you sleep with them. But what bothers me is everybody sends pictures. You could send pictures.
To him?
You could send pictures to all of us if we give you our phone number. You had his phone number.
Offered to give him if
No,
you
you don't
leave
have
me
to
alone.
offer. You had pictures. You just have to go in your phone and send them. So don't play a game in here
If you
with
leave
me.
me alone.
Don't.
But he won't. He's destroyed my
Send
life.
him
Literally.
the pictures.
Harassed me.
I'm not arguing that. That's too bad. At this point, that's too bad.
It is.
I'm done. We're going to retire to deliberate.
Destroyed it.
I said, yeah, oh, yeah. Who destroyed whose life? Who used who so brutally and just uncaringly? Saying how much he cared and loved, and then at the same time shoving a knife in my back. I mean, and he can look himself in the mirror, and he does, and he thinks he's amazing. He's an amazing guy, and he treats another human like that. Unbelievable. So I'm going to stop here, and then we'll get to judgment shortly. But yeah, this is y'all been waiting for this, so I'll get you up to speed. Sorry about because I have to do it to make the thing work.